Rich Perez here with Dr. Joshua Culbreath. Here we are, Doc. Today is July 19th, 2009. You have had so much success with these YouTube videos that so many people want to hear more, so we're doing some more here today at the beautiful M Resort here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Doc, tell me, the year is 1935 and a lot is going on in the world of sports, inside and outside, so why don't you take it from there?
Well, let's begin with a thing about who were the real, talent scouts, or who were the ones that laid the groundwork for the black athletes of today. We have to think about a very humble individual, and that would be Joe Louis in his heyday, of course, when he won the title from Jimmy Braddock some years ago, but he was defeated by a guy named Max Schmeling. I have to bring that up because Schmeling was from Germany, and he was a great boxer. But Joe, because he was so humble and so there are a lot of people took an advantage of him. But it was during his time, and maybe a year after that, we come into 1936. The Olympic Games, Berlin, Germany. Here we're going to the beginning of Hitler and his Aryan theory or doctrine that he wanted to develop a white race which would be blonde-haired and blue-eyed. And of course, this with something like this taking place in Berlin in 1936, the Olympic Games were being held there, and this is to be one of the greatest to be remembered of all time. We have to take consideration of a guy named Jesse Owens, because it was here that I say that a foundation was laid, that the trenches were dug, and the train was being built here. And here's where it had begun, with the guys on the 1936 Olympic team. Jesse Owens, of course, he won 4 gold medals, the 100, the 200, and the 4x1 relay. And I have to share the story in his 4th medal, which happened to have been in the long jump. But this, I feel, it lays the basic groundwork for dealing with how the black athlete really got into becoming who he is. Civil rights is something which deals with the political aspect, but sports was really how it all came about. I firmly believe this, and by mentioning guys like Jesse Owens, Ralph Metcalf, Dave Albritton, Johnny Woodruff, are to mention just a few from 36. We can't overlook the guys like Tolan in 1932 of what they had done, but 36 was the year because it was the year that Nazism had begun in Germany and was beginning to spread throughout that part of Europe. And with what Jesse Owens' feat did, it made many people think about what the world was coming to. And here we had an opportunity to see a black athlete who won 4 gold medals in the Olympic Games under great duress, strain, and the eyes of the world were upon the events that took place in 1936. I believe the dates on that were around August the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 1936. Jesse had won his gold medal in the 100 and the 2, and in the long jump there was a problem. You had 3 jumps to come in the finals. Jesse took 2 of his jumps, and on both of those jumps he fouled. He had 1 jump left. He was not leading. It was a German individual by the name of Lutz Long who had jumped the furthest. But before Jesse took his 3rd jump, Lutz Long approached him and told him and showed him what he was doing wrong. He was, of course, when you foul and you're going past your board, it isn't going to count. He had 1 jump left. Lutz told him to make an adjustment on his steps in his run-up. Jesse listened to him, and he did. And on that last and only jump he had, he leaped almost out of the pit at that time. It was 26 feet and some inches, but he won the Olympic gold medal and set an Olympic record. Lutz Long, the German, received 2nd. And I had to tell that story because many years thereafter, when a guy named Ralph Edwards appeared on TV in black and white, This Is Your Life. And it was This Is Your Life, Jesse Owens. And behind a curtain, there came an individual who had come there in lieu of his father. Lutz Long's son had come to pay homage to Jesse Owens And when he came from behind the curtain, he had stated that he was there to represent his father, who had been killed during WW2. And he thought that for the love that they shared as competitors, he thought that that was the thing for him to do.
Wow.
And he did, and Lutz Long was there, and I'll never forget it as I watched it that night when I saw Lutz Long's son come out from the past to greet one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Wow, that's great, Doc. We're going to get into another one in just a moment, and that's tremendous, tremendous. You're like a wealth of knowledge, Doc, and I'm sure everybody on YouTube and all over the world enjoys these interviews. So we're going to do some more here in just a moment. Stand by. Keep looking for Dr. Joshua Culbreath, 1956 U.S. Olympian, as he tells us about the past and all the things that lead into our future. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.